Before we begin, we got a couple of things we got to talk about. If you're watching this live, hi, welcome. Please be sure that you're nice to everybody on chat. Please don't spam questions. We'll get to them as quickly as we can. If you do want to give us a super chat, we would absolutely love and adore that. And as a matter of fact, they do take high priority. So, just a thing to consider. And if you do want to request, please make sure that you leave it on our Discord server. Links to all of those are down below. Thanks, folks. We're going to get things going here momentarily. Bye-bye for now.
Rise and shine, Chucketeers! Coming to you live on YouTube, it's time once again for the Cluckin Crew podcast! With your hosts, series creator and voice of Chucky Chicken, Michael Cook, lead director, storyboard artist, and compositor, Elias Levine, and art director, lead character designer, and lore keeper, Tino Calcaterra! Join us for animation news, behind-the-scenes info on the series, special guests, audience interactive events, and much more. And now, on with the show!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Cluckin Crew podcast. I am your host, the series creator and the voice of Chucky himself, Mike Cook. With me, as always, are my very good friends, my co-director, co-producer, head of storyboarding and compositing, Elias Levine.
Hello, once again, everybody.
Hello. And next to me on the other side is our very good pal, lead storyboard artist. Wow, we all coughed after we said our very good pal. Good pal. Our very good friend, our lead art director, character designer, and the official lore keeper, Tino Calcaterra. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Hello.
Doing good.
Yeah. I just need to do something very, very quickly here, so bear with me, because I apparently am coming in a little muffled. So...
Oh, did you gotta switch your
Probably.
microphone?
There we go.
Yeah.
Is that better, folks? Let me know in the chat if this is better. So, yeah, let me just turn up the gain a little bit. Oh, my gain is all the way up. Holy macaroni! All right.
Yeah, no, it should be fine.
There we go. Yeah. So, hello everybody. Yes, we are back. We are here. We are doing our thing. Hello, hello. Oh no. That was on the mic. Hold on. Let me bear with me, folks. Okay. There we go. I think is this better? Let me put the gain down a little bit. Hello, hello, hello. No? No?
Well, the audio on stream is gonna be different.
Yeah. Oh, let me turn it down a little bit here. If this is better... Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, they're saying better. So let me know if it's fixed or if it's worse, if not, muffled again. Okay. Alrighty, that's what I thought. Okay. Take two. How's this? Better or worse? Now it's...
Yeah, you gotta wait, because there's a delay
Yeah, no.
on
You're
in
right.
the chat.
Yeah, I know. Testing 1, 2, 3. Put that gain up a little bit. Here we go. Alrighty. Cool. Yeah, it's sounding infinitely better already, so I think we're good to go. So, but yeah, sorry about that, folks. Welcome to the show, and not gonna lie, we're just doing some. We're gonna be working on some stuff for our upcoming cartoon. We're gonna be drawing for you guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's very low key, laid back. But if you enjoy the show, make sure that you hit that like button, all that fun stuff, subscribe, yada yada, blah blah blah. Not gonna lie, it's a bit of a bummer day today here. It's very, very rainy, very cloudy. You know.
Excuse me.
Elias here is hacking up hairballs, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, don't actually hack up hairballs. All right, so before we begin, let's see who is here joining us today. We got Alam Aguilar. Hello. Kim Gonzalez is here. Farnoggin's in the house. Good to see you. We got Cartoon and Game Fanatic 2.0. Shay White is in the house. Harvey Maltese Monsie is here. Good to see you. Coffee Sapong is here as well. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Wolfian Reigns and Scott Sandler are also here. You guys are, it looks like you guys are new. So, hey, what's up, buds? Wait, I thought chicken cartoons had sauce. We love chicken cartoons and sauce. Hello. Hello, welcome. More Junior Toons Animation is here as well. Good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Shtick 'em Up is here as well. Good to see you, Shtick 'em Up. Dylan Royer. Hello, Dylan. Good to see you. DreamWorks Moon. Charlie Har Studios. Both of those guys are here. Welcome, welcome. And yeah, welcome everybody. This is going to be fun. Yeah, so how are you guys doing? How was your week so far?
Oh, it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Full of work.
Yeah.
It has been. So in case folks do not know, we are in Crunch Week. We are very, 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 very close to wrapping up on our upcoming cartoon, Driving Me Loony. We're very excited about it. It will be coming out on Newgrounds on June 28th, so in 10 days. It'll be available to watch on Newgrounds, and then 2 days later, on the 30th, we will be doing a premiere on YouTube. So be sure to go check it out on either or, preferably YouTube, but also Newgrounds. You know, we love you guys, so, you know, you guys get the first crack at it, which is cool. And yeah, so it's been really rough, you know, not gonna lie. Yeah. So we're all a little bit worn out, so we've been just kind of taking the streams to decompress, talk about fun stuff, you know, just chat with you guys, and we're going to continue that today. And we do actually have, I'm actually kind of excited to talk about the animation news today, because there are a couple of things that I did want to chat with you guys and talk about. So I don't know if y'all are ready or not, but
I mean, I'm ready.
all right. Tino, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then in that case, it's time once again for the animation news. The news, yeah. So, top story today, which I think is super interesting. I actually shared it with these guys last night. This is coming to us from Variety. Chucky Cheese is getting an animated Christmas special starring Nathan Kress, and it's actually in the works. Yes, and it's being developed by Happy Nest, who are responsible for Phineas and Ferb. So Mr. Charles Entertainment Cheese is getting into TV show business with the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas Special, a new project produced by UTA and Stampede Ventures, kid-focused Happy Nest Entertainment. The TV special is currently in production with a release date scheduled for this holiday season. Marks the first time that Chuck E. Cheese brand has been adapted into an animated special. That's not true, but we'll get to that in a minute. Written and produced by Zach Moncrief and John Colton Berry of Phineas and Ferb, P. Cool Scooby-Doo. The Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special boasts a voice cast that includes Nathan Kress from iCarly as the titular role of Chuck E. Cheese, as well as Gray Griffin, Nolan North, Kari Walgreen, and Fred Tatasciore. Per Chuck E. Cheese IP owner Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment, the special, which does not currently have a streamer or network attached to air the project. Quote, is not just a seasonal moment, it's the beginning of a long-term vision to transform beloved characters into a storytelling universe for today's kids and families. This venture marks a strategic content expansion for Chuck E. Cheese, just as the brand has been reimagined for the latest generation of kids, launched a licensing division that currently has over 30 licensee partners in retail, novelty, gift, toys, books, and more, and engages with over 40 million kids and families every year across its nearly 600 fun centers around the world, the company says. The announcement of the special comes on the heels of the launch of advertising platform CEC Media Network, which Chuck E. Cheese Entertainment describes as, quote, a more than 3,500 screen DOOH platform, driving over 2 billion impressions annually, offering distribution partners a turnkey marketing channel across digital and in-store touchpoints. The TV event will feature a new Christmas song co-written by Barry Moncrief and composer Ben Bromfield of Ginny in Georgia, and Barry's father, Jeff Barry. Oscar-nominated character designer and animator Bobby Pontius, known for Moana, Big Hero 6, and Zootopia, created the new character designs, and animation is being handled by Pixel Zoo Animation Studios out of Brisbane, Australia. The team is led by Paul Gillette, director Steve Trenberth, who is known for The Croods Family Tree and The Jungle Book 2, and Moncrief as co-director. Joint venture between Stampede Ventures and UTA, the Chuck E. Cheese Christmas special producer Happy Nest is a family entertainment, blah, 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 blah. So this is very, very interesting. I'll actually go ahead and I'm going to put a little picture of the new art style here.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, it's so I do want to make a massive there's a disclaimer here. So I'm going to go ahead and dispel that right now because I feel it needs to be discussed. We'll talk about that later. That's not the disclaimer. So, you know what? I'm going to move us over to the newsroom. So give me a...
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't do that earlier.
Because I'm a bum. That's why. Yeah, that was from last show. Here we go. Perfect. Oh, no.
Control
not perfect. There we go. So yeah, so that's the new art style for the show. So here's the thing. They actually, back in the 80s, they attempted to do a Christmas special, because this goes all the way back to Nolan Bushnell, right? In 1983, 84, I think it was. Right before the company went bankrupt for the first time, they attempted to do a Christmas special called The Christmas That Almost Wasn't. And it actually featured Chuck E. Cheese himself and Jasper T. Jowls. And it was made by this really... It was... here, I'm looking up the Wikipedia article right now because I don't want to get it wrong. It was actually supposed to be produced by Disney, which is very interesting. It was... the TV special marked the first and only attempt into a full-length CEC cartoon. That was until 2024 when the animated TV Chucky and Friends was announced, which ironically will debut with a holiday special. Okay, so they're doing a whole new show now. This is actually interesting. It was supposed to be produced by Cadabroscope, which was founded by Nolan Bushnell, but then the company later declared bankruptcy and was bought out. So they attempted this all the way back in 1983, and it did not go well. And, it's kind of unique that they're doing this again. A little fun fact about this particular special. It was the last time that the original voice of Chuck E. Cheese, John Whitlock, provided the voice for the character because, and this is an honest-to-God true story, Whitlock could not carry a tune to save his life. If you listen to the original,
Wow.
if you listen to the original Chuck E. Cheese Pizza Time Theater show tapes from the 70s and early 80s, you would hear Chuck E. Cheese basically talk sing, you know? So, for example, it's like, you're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave, kind of thing, right? He never sang because he couldn't carry a tune. So Nolan Bushnell was recording this special at Disney, of all places, and they had Scott Wilson, who was the voice of Mr. Munch at the time, right? They had Whitlock, they had Wilson, they had Scott Paulin, who was the original Jasper T. Jowls, a whole group of people, right? So Whitlock could not carry a tune. They were trying to do the song Teamwork. And if you haven't seen the special, it's one of the big highlights of the whole thing. It actually is available in animatic form for people to go and see on YouTube. It's okay. It is a Christmas special of the 80s, you know. So anyway, so they were trying to get him to sing the final number, and he couldn't do it. So Nolan Bushnell turned, or the engineers were having a hard time. So they turned to Wilson and they said, "Can you sing as Chucky?" And he said, "I'll give it a shot." Right. So he goes behind the mic. Nolan Bushnell is in the booth. Again, Nolan is the creator of Chuck E. Cheese. He's the one who opened the first Pizza Time Theater in 1977, bought it from Warner Communications when he sold Atari, ran it for the first 5 years. So he was very involved with Chuck E. Cheese during this time. One take. Wilson knocks it out of the park, and Nolan says, "That's my new Chuck E. Cheese." Right in front of John Whitlock, turns to him and says, "You're fired."
Wow.
And fired him on the spot.
Wow.
And Wilson became the new Chuck E. Cheese from 1983 for like 10, 12 years.
That's like a cartoon villain kind of thing.
So I think it's really ironic that they're going ahead and they're doing this. I think it's cool. I obviously we here at Chucky Chicken Cartoons owe a lot to Mr. Charles Entertainment Cheese. But yeah, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
If they're doing it 2D style, I mean, of course, I have to watch it.
Oh, 100%. I do like the character designs. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. I've never been a big fan of the new design for the characters that they did a couple years ago. More than 10 years ago at this point. Oof.
Yeah.
But, because I am old school.
Time anyway.
Well, exactly. What is time but an enigma? So, like for me, my Chuck E. Cheese will forever be this guy. Hold on. I will share a post with you guys. And this is actually from the special in question that we're talking about here. I will forever be red bowler hat Chuck. This will forever be my Chuck E. Cheese. And this is actually from the song that Scott Wilson sang that got him the gig. So, wow. Now what's interesting about this is that in the store, they actually they already have a full cast of like the Chucky characters, right? Some of them including, oh my gosh, what's his name? He's the lead singer for Bowling for Soup. He is the current voice of Chucky Chicken. Wow. No. Chuck E. Cheese.
Whoa.
Wow. Whoa. Okay.
Whoa.
Talk about a Freudian slip there. Jarrett Reddick is the voice of Chuck E. Cheese. Charles Entertainment Cheese. But they also have guys who have been there since... That was terrible. I apologize. No, I am still the voice of Chucky Chicken, ladies and gentlemen. So do not.
Pause.
Yes,
to make sure you don't say cheese.
That was horrifying. Like people are now freaking out, going, "What? Wait a minute!" It's like, no, just relax.
It's just me.
Yeah, I'm still the dude. I'm just really tired. Like I said. Long day. So the fact that they're replacing the voice cast is really interesting. They got Nathan, what's his name? Nathan Kress, who was one of the three from iCarly, which is pretty cool. They brought, Grey Delisle, or Great Griffin, as she's, because she's married, Fred Tatasciore is animation legend as well, which is really cool. As, of course, it's super cool. They're bringing in known voice actors, Nolan North, Kari Walgreen, Fred Tatasciore, to do this, which I think is really, really cool. But it also is now getting me thinking, well, what are they going to do with the current are they going to replace everybody at Chuck E. Cheese again? Is that the next step, right? Because they do these things so unceremoniously. I mean, that's a tradition at Chuck E. Cheese at this point. So, but I'm very excited about it. Not gonna lie, I think it's very cool that they're doing this. I will be checking it out. I mean, I have to, right? I am a big Chuck E. Cheese fan. I do like the Pizza Time Theater. And it's going to be turning 50 years old in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In 2027, it will be 50 years old. So, for those of you who do not know, Chuck E. Cheese is a family-friendly restaurant here in the States and other parts of the world that serves pizza, has arcade games, and in its heyday, it had a state-of-the-art audio animatronic show that entertained the guests. And the Pizza Time players, Chucky, Jasper T. Giles, Mr. Munch, Pasquale, and Helen Henny, were all animatronic forms until 2012, when they decided that they were going to take all of the animatronics out of Chuck E. Cheese and just make it an arcade and pizza place, or as they now call it, a fun center. But not only that, I think it's interesting because, I've always felt that Chuck E. Cheese would be really good in animation. I'm kind of glad that they're finally doing something with the characters and getting them out of the restaurants. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of neat. So. Yeah. Anyway, do you guys have any more animation news that we should talk about, or? I had another thing that I had seen. I had another thing that I wanted to talk about, but I can't for the life of me. Well, anyway, in the meantime, I guess that's all the animation news that I have for today. So
I guess
so. So there you go. So let us know in the comments down below what you think about Chuck E. Cheese getting an animated show. Another Chucky that we got to compete with now. But you know what? It's all good. I'm up for the fight. You know what I mean? So, guys, I'm actually kind of excited because we kind of have a sponsor for today.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
so fancy.
I know. So, believe it or not, this episode of the Cluckin Crew podcast is brought to you by Fourth Wall. Now, I'm not just talking our store, but Fourth Wall actually reached out and they said, hey, you guys have hit a certain amount of orders, so we want to help you guys. So here's what they actually are doing. For those of you who don't know, Fourth Wall is this amazing all-in-one platform that allows you to basically, it's a great place for online content creators to get together and, show off their stuff, if they have merch, or you can do your own website. There's a lot of really cool things. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with Fourth Wall. We have been working with them for the better part of a year. They have really great customer service. They've helped us out of a couple of really sticky spots, particularly with merch. If it gets, sometimes stuff can come out of there, and it's not exactly the best. And if that's the case, they just you send it back and they send you a replacement. They're really great. They're awesome with different, content creators. It's actually one of the guys who runs the company is Phil DeFranco. So if you're a fan of Phil DeFranco and you've seen his spots for Fourth Wall, it's an all-in-one platform, and they have actually allowed us an opportunity to get you guys, the fans of our show, an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm actually posting the link right here in the chat. If you go to link.fourthwall.com/Chucky Chicken Cartoons, and if you want to, you can start your own site with them. Typically it's invite only, but they've been very kind to give us a link. You will get $15 off of you'll get $15 of credit to use to basically make your own sample, right? So for example, I used mine on a phone case. Typically it was like $5-10 before, so the fact that they're giving you 15 is really, really cool. And again, it's really, really neat. So all you gotta do is you gotta use the link and start your own channel, and basically use that link when you do, and you'll be helping us out as well. So head on over to fourthwall.com/Chucky Chicken Cartoons, using the link that I've already pinned up here, and sell your own stuff today, which is very, very cool. So thank you to Fourth Wall.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're having a good time. So yeah. Now that we got that all the way. Elias, are you back? He is not back. This is a switch.
Dang.
Normally it's you that's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, are you good for drawing some stuff, Tino?
Sure, just give me a moment.
Okay, no worries. In the meantime, I'm going to hang out with the chat. They're all saying, I smell a rat. Mickey is a mouse. Chuck E. Cheese. Chunky Cheese. Extra large rat. Why you Felix the Fox. I miss the classic Chucky. I do too. Chicken versus rat. Let's go. Yeah, the chicken would win every time. Although, old school Chuck E. Cheese would probably have new Chuck E. Cheese in the trunk of his car. That's pretty rude.
Chickens eat rats.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hardcore, I loved old school Chuck E. Cheese. I thought he was,
like little velociraptors. They eat anything.
Yeah, that too. So, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about. Go look up Pizza Time Theater and old school Chuck E. Cheese if you're interested. It is quite a trip, to say the least. So, I think you guys will get a big kick out of it. But in the meantime, let's head on over to the viewing room while we're waiting for Elias to come back. And so we just got him going and doing some stuff here. Felix the Fox asks, what's your favorite pizza? I can't go wrong with, I do love, just topping wise, pepperoni and sausage. I'm pretty basic. So what about you, Tino? What's your favorite pizza?
We talking about pizza?
Double
You're back.
mozzarella cheese.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry about that.
You're good. Just straight up cheese?
Yeah, double mozzarella cheese is awesome.
Oh, double cheese. Okay. No. Go ahead.
Wait, what were you talking about then? If we're not talking
Favorite
about pizza,
We are talking about
Yeah.
pizza. Yeah.
my favorite is I'm between two. You got your classic extra marinara sauce, sausage, red pepper, onions.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the thin crust rosé sauce, chicken, red pepper, little drizzle barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Those are my two
Nice.
favorite.
There you go. I'm old school, so I would just prefer good old sausage and pepperoni, So as long as you probably I would prefer either tavern style or wood fire wood brick oven wood fire pizza. Like New York style, I think. Yeah. Julia... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
When it's fresh, I tend to prefer like a Neapolitan style crust or like a thin crust, but I like a classic crust every now and then. If I'm eating a frozen pizza, I gotta get the rising crust because
Oh yeah.
the thin crust pizzas, the frozen pizzas, just turn into
Cardboard.
fucking
Just turn. Although to be fair, I actually did get a frozen pizza one time, where they had put toppings on the cardboard holder instead. So that was fun. That was a very interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
So Julia says supreme pizza and cheese are my faves with ton of Parmesan cheese. Very cool.
She's always good.
Yeah. Farnagan says, sorry, Farnagan, hold on. Harvey Matias says, my favorite pizza is pepperoni, but I always wanted to try Meat Lovers. All right.
Meat Lovers is good.
If you like sausage.
If you like meat.
Yeah. If you are a meat lover. Right, exactly. Farnagan, one pizza topping combination I really like is black olives, bacon, and mushroom. Okay. I'm with you with bacon. Yeah, I'm with you with bacon, but, mashed potato pizza is underrated. I've never even heard of mashed potato pizza. That is interesting. Coffee Sapong says my personal favorite would either be pepperoni or marguerite. Not to be confused with Margarita Macaw. I see what you did there. I see you. Yeah, I've had marguerite pizza. That's like the traditional Italian pizza. Julia says,
you know what would also be good?
What's that?
Like a rosé sauce, pesto, spinach, chicken. That would be good.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Some dollops of like the whatever cheese they put on the margarita sauce, those just the white
yeah, like Alfredo kind of thing.
Yeah, something like whatever it is.
Whatever.
Whatever. I don't know what it is.
Then why are you eating stuff that you do? We did that in the 90s. Everyone has cancer now.
Well, I mean, it's on a pizza.
Well, still.
I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them to just put lead on the pizza.
Yeah.
But it's so yummy. It's so
oh my gosh. Jesus. Julia says, I like my cauliflower crust or cheesy stuffed crust. Did you hear that Domino's started doing the stuffed crust pizza?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's one of those things that they kind of have for a bit and then they take it away.
No, they never had it before.
Really?
Well, because Pizza Hut has had the stuffed crust pizza forever.
So has Little Caesars. They've always had it. Well, not as long, but they hopped up on that as well.
But Domino's was always kind of like, should we or should? Because I remember I worked at Domino's once upon a time, and that was always the discussion. Like, are they going to finally buckle and do the stuffed crust pizza?
Parmesan stuffed crust.
That is pretty cool. Let's see here. Jericho Chavez. Ironically enough, my brother just recently texted me if we could have pizza for dinner tonight. Go for it. Get yourself some pizza. Yeah. So
try that new Domino's stuffed crust.
There you go. Lennon Valise, welcome to the show. I don't believe we've had you on before. Says, who will win, Louie Loon or Daffy Duck? He also did ask if Chucky Chicken or Mickey Mouse would win.
Chucky would win, but Daffy Duck would win.
Well, that depends. What are we talking about? Like a fight, or are we talking like a dance
like
off?
if they were both in an episode of something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the context would be, and I'm just saying in general. I think Chucky would overthrow Mickey, but I think Donald Duck is more powerful than Louie Loon.
He said Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck. That's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I think Daffy is easy to like trick. himself.
Yeah, but I don't think Louie is smart enough to do that.
No, that's right.
Because Louie is kind of like Bugs Bunny, but just like not as smart.
That is true. That is true. Let's see
You
here.
know what? I think Daffy will like to keep Luna around because he makes him feel like smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvey actually throws a curveball here. He says, Lennon depends on which Daffy, Bob McKimson or Chuck Jones.
Oh.
Chuck Jones Daffy would lose instantly because he's just a prick. The Bob Clampett Daffy Duck. I mean, that's a bit of an oddball. Like that's a curveball right there.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm
Matthew-
thinking as far as like modern Daffy Duck, I think modern Daffy Duck would overthrow Louis Luna.
I think so too. Let's see. Matthew, no. Louis would bring out his Bowie knife in the fight. There's no
Just
Matthew. God, why?
that's my
Coffee
favorite.
Cat.
My
Jeez.
favorite hypotheticals that end up happening are just horrible, grotesque scenes that
Jeez.
happen in Featherton out of nowhere.
That oh my God.
Like the
Just another day in
jaguar from
Featherton.
Tarzan.
Yeah. They don't
thing
talk
that-
about him. They don't want him to come back, so they don't even talk about him. Let's see. Adali Baya says, sorry if I'm late. I fell asleep. Am I too late? Nope, you're just on time. If I am, it will be the worst birthday ever. Well, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday
Day to you. Yo. Happy birthday to you.
to
Yo. Happy birthday, dear Adali. Happy birthday to you. There you go.
you.
Yeah. Hooray. So there you go. Uh-oh. Y'all are frozen. Are we frozen?
I don't see us frozen.
I
would
don't
refresh
either.
your page.
Let it go.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, my gosh. No, we're not frozen. I hate that movie. DreamWorks Moon. Would Chucky be better friends with Bugs Bunny or Foghorn Leghorn? I don't know.
I think Bugs Bunny because he would remind him of Louis.
Yeah. No, I you're not wrong, actually.
Actually.
I think Foghorn would kind of be. Well, I mean, we kind of showcased it. Like Chucky would think Foghorn's just a big blowhard.
Yeah.
Just like I tell you, son, you gotta pay attention.
I
there.
think Foghorn I think would absolutely get on Chucky's nerves. I think
Yeah.
because Foghorn Leghorn would like butt in and try to tell Chucky how to do his job, and
Yeah.
Chucky, I think it would be one of those episodes where the nice character finally loses it.
Yeah.
Don't come to school tomorrow type thing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh my God. Like he's warning everybody, guys. Foghorn's gotta go. I'm gonna take care of him. Oi, Chuck, I wouldn't do that if I were you. This is my show, Louis. My show. The rooster's gotta go. So, oh my gosh. I apparently
Now look, I
really
did it.
spiked.
I made a check.
I'm spiking hardcore here. Hold on. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know what's happening, but yeah. Yeah, shut up. That's right.
My call.
Tino.
What you think of my Chucky?
Ooh. I like that, Chucky.
Yeah.
That's a fun pose for Chucky. I like that. I love that. Julia says, y'all remember Chicken Hawk? Of course, I remember Henry. I'm a chicken hawk. I'm going after chicken. You're going after chicken? Well, if you're looking for chicken, you see that house over there? It's spelled D-O-G. That spells chicken. Go get him, boy. The rooster spiking. I thought
try
he
the
was
game.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I missed that.
I knew you were losing, Michael. I knew it.
Tino just goes, you said 20 games? For those of you who don't know, what Tina was referencing the other day, I shared with them one of my favorite Cat Williams routines where he's sitting down with his son, and I'll just go ahead and do it here because
No.
no, okay.
No.
Yeah.
So basically, they're talking about how he wants the Xbox, and he's like, "Daddy can do this all day, every day, no problem. However, instead, we're gonna go look in the classified ads for what's called a Nintendo 64, and it ain't gonna be new, but it's gonna come with like 20 games." And so he continues on, and then at the end, his son says, "Did you say 20 games? We're gonna get the Nintendo 64 then, Daddy."
Yeah.
That's Mom making a pimp decision. So, yeah. So, I gotta find that and play for these guys. So, not for
I
you.
mean, why we don't really need to even hear it. You already verbatim.
Oh, he does it way better than I do. Like, so
Yeah.
much funnier. So, plus, he, I can't say all the words that he says in his stand up because, I'm the color of snow. So, if you catch my drift. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, moving right along. Harvey says, who will win in a... Why are we doing this? Tommy Turkey or Foghorn Leghorn? Why do you want these characters to fight? What is the...
Chucky Chicken Power Scale, let's go.
Oh my god. Lennon
Chucky
release.
Chicken competitive ranking.
Right. S tier. Oh, no handicap.
Dear Margarita McCall.
Final destination, all Fox.
What?
That was a thing back in the day. Whenever they did competitive Smash Brothers on the GameCube, it was always Final Destination, all foxes, no items, to see who was the best. So they're all going, I like trains. I like animation.
I like the footy chicken.
Nothing personnel, Ken.
Nothing personal.
I hate that kid. I hate that man so much. Anyway. I'm glad that got you. If you're good about that. Today's episode, would you rather have... No, Coffee Cat, that we're not. So, love you. Glad you're here. But stop, stop it. Yeah, what are you doing? If Chucky Chicken had a game, would it be a cooking game or a farming game? Actually, it would be neither.
It would be a 2D platform.
It'll be a platform.
Hell yeah. So, we actually know exactly what we want to do for the Chucky Chicken video game. So,
Whatever, like a Tiny Toon style to play for me. I love that game.
which one though?
I just want no one. Shit.
Well, I was thinking about this the other day. If we did the Chucky Chicken video game, like it would have to be. Remember the Genesis version of Aladdin?
Yeah,
Ooh.
and it would have to control just
Isn't it
as
like super
bad,
hard?
It is super hard, but I'm talking like visually. You know how they have like the Digicel process where it was like animated drawings turned into sprites.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
here's the issue with that. It
Here we
looks great. The way it feels to control, absolutely hideous.
Well, then we
Oh,
don't.
yeah, that's true.
Well, then we don't do it like that. We do it like old school platformer style, but the visuals are like
Oh
that.
my god, do you remember the Lion King?
Yeah, it was garbage.
Oh,
Hot garbage.
it was so difficult. I was
Hot
so
garbage.
stuck in that game.
They made that
Yeah.
game.
So mad.
They made it tough on purpose. So
Well,
know.
part of it is that when you animate
I mean-
something at 24 frames a second, you can't really work. That doesn't work well in video games. Like
No.
if you look at a lot of fighting games and stuff like
Yeah.
that, a lot of them use like maybe like 4 or like 3, like 2 to 4 frames generally for different actions, just
The
because
thing is,
everything's moving, and all of those old Disney games,
Mhm.
they were fully animated for some reason. So
Well-
they looked really good, but it just made the actual controlling
but
of
Elias,
the thing terrible.
they admitted that they scrambled the collisions, so it will make like very difficult to be played.
Yeah.
Like they did it on purpose.
Whoa, Mike, what the hell happened?
Wow!
Oh. Oh.
Oh
What the-
my god!
I'm okay. Hang on one second,
Ah.
gang. I'll be right back.
Ah!
Discord
happened?
switched you up on us.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, I can hear everything. Anyway, so I was saying
Mike,
like
you
they
can
like
hear
admitted
everything.
that they scrambled the collisions on purpose.
Oh. Well, then that's
mean-
terrible as well.
Yeah, no. The thing is, back in the day, also like more often than not, they didn't like play test it.
No, it's your microphone on Discord. I
Yeah,
It
you're
sounds like you're
blasting.
walking into a tin can.
Ah. So like, no.
No.
Oh my god. Okay. But like I watched like a whole game, like somebody played the whole game. It's like 5 stages. So it's like yeah, it's
Oh.
very short. Probably because of all the animation and stuff, they didn't have much space to work with.
Yeah. See,
So
now
they
you
made
sound a bit
hard
better.
on purpose.
Yeah, now you sound fine.
Oh, well, my apologies,
Yeah.
folks. So I was using my Beats headphones as along with the microphone, and I guess it was going back and forth. So my fault. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh, Mike.
So I'm here. Yeah, but anyway, no, that yeah, like they were saying, they made that game difficult because Disney was worried that because back in our day, kids, when we wanted to play new video games, but we couldn't afford to buy them because they were like $80 a pop, we had this beautiful place called Blockbuster. And we would go and we would rent the game for
In the
3 to 4
mythical
days.
land of Blockbuster.
Yes. And so they were afraid that if somebody rented Lion King from Blockbuster for 3 days, that they would beat it in like 2 or 3 days. And so they said, no, we got to make it purposely hard so that way they can't beat it within a rental period. True story.
You gotta give the kids an aneurysm.
Yeah. We gotta show them
Yeah.
Simba dying.
Hi, Bob. He says, good evening, everyone. But no, the whole animation thing actually started with Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse, which is my all-time favorite Disney game. And Miko Yamamoto, who is the director and the producer of that particular title, wanted to make the game look and feel like you were playing a Disney cartoon right at the beginning of the second or third generation of video games, like the 16-bit era. So they put a lot of focus on pushing the boundaries when it came to the animation and when it came to the backgrounds, the visuals, and that's where it started. But and then the whole Digicel process really didn't take off until Aladdin, which then was used in games like The Lion King, Mickey Mania, Earthworm Jim, you know, all those epic titles. So, but yeah, if we were going to do a game like that, I would love it to be like the gameplay style of Castle of Illusion, but visually like Mickey Mania or Aladdin. So that's my 2 cents there. Thank you.
I mean, with modern game engines, I'm sure like it wouldn't be like so. I was gonna say a bad word.
Crap.
So poopy to play.
Crap. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, it's not really about like performance. It's about just like timing, because
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
playing a game at 24 frames a second just doesn't feel as good.
No, games
No,
typically.
actually, you're right because they did that in one of the Mega Man games
Mhm.
where they like just made like 24 per second. But the thing is, when you have to jump, the jump is like so slow that it breaks everything you were doing for.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
games typically run at 60 frames per second, right? So back in the day, they were very limited by the numbers of sprites that they could use because of memory limitations on, the cartridges, as well as just the power of like the original Nintendo and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, you could make a better arcade game than you could a Nintendo game for the longest time. Oh, Bob says Castle of Illusion is the reason I found this channel, funnily enough.
Oh yeah, because we
Yeah.
did that stream way back.
We did. It was the beginning of a lot of funny things. Who the hell is miserable?
That was poggers.
If you haven't seen the
What?
You broke it. It just go and I went to find it.
Power of the word. ladies and gentlemen.
poggers. Oh God, man. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, go check out our Castle of Illusion playthrough if you haven't seen it. It was interesting. Malcolm was
Yeah,
on there with us, remember?
Yeah, it was one of the first streams like we ever did.
Yeah. I still love that pixel art that we did. That was that was so
That was a really good thumbnail.
Yeah. What happened? Why aren't my thumbnails that good anymore?
Well, we keep recycling them first of all.
We do. Listen. Ever since we started.
Now Tino's drawn more Chuckies.
Yes.
And we have some sketches of us too that we need to clean up, and then we can use those on thumbnail.
Yeah. But there's one of my favorites of. Here, I'll show you one of my favorites of Elias that I don't know why we haven't used yet. Or excuse me, not Elias, Angus. Angus and Leroy. Angus and Leroy. Here we go. Just the sass on this man. Look at this.
Yeah.
He's a sassafras of a cat, that one.
They're just sitting around. They can get cleaned up and put on thumbnail.
That's true. So, speaking of sass, here's another one.
That one good.
Sassy Leroy, just like,
Huh.
This is when I wouldn't let. This is when I wouldn't let Tino talk about dinosaurs. So he just was like all grumpy, just like. Let's see. Oh, we also have a bunch of Minthy.
Oh yeah.
Here's one of my favorites that Minthy did. Poor Chucky in the pot. Yeah, they're all commenting. Look at Elias, sassy boy. Tino looks grumpy. Yeah. Good times. I like that pose of Chucky. Oh, look over there.
Oh,
look at the doggy. Look over there.
What I call
I'll
that?
look at him. A smear of ketchup on the floor.
Oh no!
That's what I said.
I know. Oh my gosh, I really.
We gotta get in touch with Myth.
Yes, we do.
So I think we could even just have that as it is.
I do. Yeah. I think it's like I legit. Do you remember the gorilla?
The gorilla?
Yeah.
Really?
Remember when we were like, it was in the first original version of the pilot episode, and we were watching old Mickey Mouse cartoons one day, and the gorilla. I I found that animatic and I posted it on Blue Sky the other day, and it actually did pretty. It went okay. It wasn't great, but it's one of my favorite bits. So it's on Blue Sky if you haven't seen it. It's really good. It's really, really good. Just little inside jokes between the crew and, gotta be on our level.
I forgot that we made that.
Thank you, caller. Party waiting. The gorilla. Speaking of gorillas, the Donkey Kong Bonanza
Direct.
yes.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
It was, holy crap, was it so good. It almost made me cry. Like the music. No!
The music was really good.
Yes, especially that last part with Pauline and Donkey Kong, where they actually put lyrics to the original, like, Donkey Kong jingle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I almost lost it. I was like, oh, they did it. They're also in chat. They're referencing not only Kongula, but Grilla. Is it a charcoal grilla or a propane grilla? All right, Lennon. What's with the train? What are you doing? You need to explain because I don't understand why there's trains in the chat. What is going on? So you've
Thomas the Tank Engine. What are you doing there?
Yeah. Look at the doggy. Look at the doggy. Look over there.
I think you moved the Tino's drawing layer a little bit.
Oh, all right. Hang on.
Yeah. A bit of a...
Oh.
Not that one.
Not that one.
Discord.
That's the one. Here we
go.
Hold on.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo. Actually.
Ooh.
Wow. Look at that. Wow.
Raw.
All right.
Wow.
All right. I think we're done.
Clear.
Clear the condensation now.
Condensation.
Oh my gosh. We've already got 25 congruent viewers and we're going to lose all of them if we keep going. Julia.
Don't tell me you don't appreciate the clear.
Yeah.
Clear.
That's one of our oldest bits. Julia, Bork, now give me Scooby Snack. Okay. Bork. I miss him. Bork. What was that?
Trying to do Goddard.
Oh. Bark. There we go. Bark. Okay, we're done.
What?
Good. Let's get the Cluckin Crew barking compilation.
What is wrong with us? Why do we do this?
Yeah, it's funny.
See, we already lost a viewer. We were at 25. We're now at 24.
Stop talking about the viewer numbers.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
Bork.
Oh my
Rarf.
God.
You keep doing it.
I know, because they're doing it in the chat. I'm reading what's going on in chat. Bob.
Don't read that.
Bob, for real though, why are they barking? I don't know. All right.
Who let the dogs out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Enough of the dogs. Moving along. Julia legit just said that. Who let the dogs out? Right as you start singing. Oh my God.
Yay.
But yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks really, really good. I'm excited. I have made the decision though. I am not going to get a Nintendo Switch 2 until they have 3 games that are worth the money. So
That it had 20 games.
20 games. Well, we better get the Nintendo Switch, Daddy.
You could get a Steam Deck, and then if you got games on Steam, you could have all your Steam games.
My brother actually has a Steam Deck. He has like the Microsoft one that's like a mini computer. which is pretty cool. Yeah. He told me about it the other day. When he's in Malaysia at the moment on a business trip. Yeah. So he works with Unistrut, so he's a liaison for them and Google and other like massive. Bless you. A lot.
Bless you.
What?
Got thing tied.
Might be one of them days.
One of them days. Anyway.
Sneezing days.
Kimberly asks, why is Chucky lying on the ground?
Why not?
It looks like he got... Did somebody punch Chucky? What happened?
What?
Is that what happened?
Oh,
Did someone knock him out and he's on the floor going, look at all the pretty stars? His face looks like that. I'm just saying. Tino, you got some splaining to do.
Me? What did I do?
You drew Chucky getting knocked out. Look at that.
No, he's not.
Well, then explain,
No.
please.
No.
Jeez. I never win. I never win. Ever. Anyway.
Stop.
I didn't
Oh, my nose.
Oh my gosh. Somebody and I were talking the other day and they were like, I love when you laugh because then I can make fun of... I love when you cry because it's like I can make fun of you like Elias does on the show. I'm like, stop. So, because I go, and then she went, I'm like, oh my God. So good. Anyway. Yeah, so, my dudes, we're almost done.
I know.
Pretty rad, huh? Are you,
It's Wednesday, my dude.
Tis Wednesday, my dudes. What?
My nose is all sniffly and I blame my allergies.
Well, they're probably worth being blamed. That's for sure. Stabbing your nose with... Graham, I sadly won't be Laffy for a good little while. Why? What's wrong? Okay. I'm setting myself up here, but what's wrong, Graham? What happened? Let's...
Graham, what are these cookies doing on the floor?
What?
It's a vine.
Oh, okay.
Stop!
I'm
I
just...
almost dropped my croissant!
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Julia says XD or yuck. Oh my gosh. Bruh, the Wednesday, my dudes, is so 2018. Yeah, so that was a good year.
I gotta blow my nose 1 minute.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the orchestral sounds of Elias blowing his nose. Beautiful.
Here, Michael.
Beautiful.
Here you go, Michael.
What? What am I looking at, Tito?
Look at it.
Okay.
What am I looking at?
It's a vine.
Oh, Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, what am I looking at? Hold on. I don't think I could play the audio. Oh, here we go.
Graham, why are all these freaking cookies on the floor? Phil, can you help me?
They can hear it.
Can they?
Well, yeah, it's on Discord.
Oh, shoot.
Nowhere, no context. Oh, no apologies from me.
Well, oh well. You know, it's fine.
I knew when you pressed play because the Discord audio on OBS
Oh no!
got into yellow.
Oh, we're gonna get demonetized. We're so screwed.
It's a VOD. It's not gonna demonetize us.
Watch, whoever this guy is.
You're gonna get us demonetized for being so problematic. Crying all the time.
Shut up! At least I have feelings. Oh my
I think
god.
the minor part cooler and more epic.
Oh my gosh. Kimberly, yes, we need a new laughter compilation video.
We do. We've done some really good ones in the past couple videos, so
Yeah.
I think we could pull that off. Maybe we'll work on that if we have time, but right now it is crunch time.
Yeah.
We'll
Alum
probably air that after the pilot.
probably. Alum goes, I can't stop laughing at this. Now I have a laughing fit. Yes. Yes.
That's our goal.
Yes.
That is our job.
Cause we love, love, love to make you laugh, and we live to see you smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yo, have you heard about this? Apparently there's a Kool-Aid Man challenge now.
What?
So, yeah, it's the new ticket.
Is it just running through a wall?
And yelling, oh yeah! Yeah.
See, you couldn't do that in Germany because they make houses with bricks.
You know what?
They make houses with bricks here too.
All of the dumb German people, go ahead and do the Kool-Aid Man challenge there, please. Let me film it. Let us know how it goes.
Well, all I'm saying is that brick is a little more sturdy than drywall and hope.
And we're all out of drywall. Cloud.
U.S. a lot of drywall.
Yes. Cloud Man. This is a good question. Would Chucky Chicken be excited to meet Popeye the Sailor? He did.
Probably.
He did one time.
I think if it was in an actual episode, it would be very weird because Popeye is a human being.
Yeah.
Which don't really exist in our world. I think it would be good, but it would also have a lot of like weird, awkward moments.
It really would, you know. It's like
it would have a lot of like.
That's a weird bald monkey.
It's like, well, blow me down. Where can a man get some chicken around here?
ooh, I'm starving.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, sorry about that little chicken boy. Ooh. You know.
Chicken boy.
Now that's Clarence.
Chicken man. Take me by the hand, lead me to the land.
Man.
Chucky chicken land.
Then you understand.
Chicken man.
Chicken man.
Somebody make that a clip. All of us trying to sing that song horribly.
So, but real thing.
Let's see.
Chicken man.
Coffee Cat Dad. I'd do that dressed as Randy Savage. Oh, yeah! Yeah. I don't need water. I'm good. Okay.
Oh, baby, I love you.
Graham Gator. Not by the hair of my chili chin chin.
Chili chin.
Chili chin chin, not chinny chin.
Chili.
It's cold. Imagine Kool-Aid blast through the wall and you were saying, hey, you don't know how to knock the door.
My big thing would be like Kool-Aid would get everywhere.
Bob says, Mike...
How it not splosh out of his big head?
Right? I never understood. Probably saran wrap. It was new in the 40s. Bob asked Mike, have you ever seen Flapjack and can you do a Captain Knuckles impression?
I've never seen Blackjack, but I know who you're talking about because it's essentially the same guy who does the Flying Dutchman for SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's one of Bill Murray's brothers. I think it's Joe Murray.
Joe Mama.
Okay, that's rude.
That's okay.
No, not Joe Murray. Oh my gosh, hold on. Bill Murray's brother.
Bill Murray's brother, Bob Murray.
Brian Doyle Murphy. No, there's Brian, and then there's Edward Murray.
I don't. Is he? He may not even be a brother of Murray.
He is. Brian Doyle. Yeah, he is. He is. Yeah. He's the one who talks like this, you know. If you've seen Groundhog's Day, he's the guy. Give me back that groundhog, you know. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Bob, it's perfect. That's a good impression. Well, thank you. You know. We now. What are you giggling at? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Okay. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Nobody will ever know.
How hungry I am.
Nobody knows but mouth's tummy. The Flying Dutchman is getting a new voice, by the way. I heard about that. Apparently there's like a new SpongeBob special or something, and they're replacing the... Yeah.
Why?
Clown Man.
Well,
I knew there was something.
Well, is
I
it
did
not just Tom Kenny who also does the Flying Dutchman?
No, Tom. No, that is Brian Doyle Murphy. He's the voice of the Flying Dutchman on SpongeBob. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. Wasn't it? Oh my gosh, Mark Hamill was doing.
Hamill?
Yeah, he's going to do the voice of the Flying Dutchman for like a SpongeBob movie or something like that, I believe.
Oh,
That's
random.
That is a yes. Wait, didn't Chucky have a cameo in an Uncle Al video? He did. He certainly did.
Yeah, it is Squidward.
Yep, the Squidverse. Yeah, it was like it was the grand finale of his Krusty Cooch series that he was doing. So we Uncle Al is actually on our show. He's helped out with some writing. He's done so much for us, and when a couple years ago he reached out, he was like, "Hey, do you think we could have Chucky Chicken be in one of my latest episodes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be cool." That was a quick turnaround. That was like what, a week? I think we did that little spot. So
I mean, yeah, but it was like 2 seconds. So
yeah, it was really
wasn't
fun.
a hard. Exactly.
Yeah, it was really fun. And that was cool because we were in a video with Dubas Goobus and Crispy Rat. I mean, there was a bunch of really cool people at that video. So
yeah.
it was oodles and oodles of fun.
Oodles and Schroodles.
I could have sworn I've seen Chuck on another cartoon in YouTube before.
Yeah, it was likely the Uncle Al. Cross.
Chucky's been. There also was a Christmas special by E-Cartoon Studios. He did the 12 Days of Christmas, and Chucky made a cameo there.
Oh yeah.
That's a Christmas gonna get to me.
Clap. Then I left her.
What?
What?
I'm glad you like that.
Bob goes, the crusty what? You heard me. But yeah.
A crusty sandwich.
My sandwich is crusty. The Krusty Krab, Bob, with a kelp shake.
Crusty
Yeah. Pizza. I was at an engagement party last weekend for my good friend, and it actually was more than it's actually called a Hana Bandun, which is a Persian like engagement party, and like it's very, very cool. I being my cartoony self, when his lovely fiance Maral told me what it was, she's like, "Michael, you have to come to our Hana Bandun." I'm like, "What? You're Hanna-Barbera?" So that's, I almost lost my invitation there, but no, it was really fun. So it's like an engagement party. They had dancing and they had all sorts of really cool food and traditions and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. And one of the guests there apparently is a part of a variety show a burlesque show, and one of her things that she did was that she dressed up as Patrick from SpongeBob. And that was apparently one of her bits where she's like, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. And I'm just like, okay, that's weird, but I could appreciate it. So it was, we were talking about it. I felt impelled to share.
Yeah.
Have y'all heard of Andrew Dude 1? He's a really cool small animator who still makes stuff with animation cells. Is he the guy who did the Snow White scene, or the couple of Snow White scenes? Because I've seen his stuff, and he is a madman. Let me see. Andrew Dude 1. Okay. Andrew Dude 1. It's coming. I pray they didn't hear that. That just...
What, me humming?
No.
You farting?
Y'all can hear that? No. No. Okay.
Look, I made an angry Chelsea.
Why'd you make an angry Chelsea?
Why not?
Why not? Is she not allowed to have emotion?
She is allowed to have emotions, but...
We don't really have a ton of Mad Chelsea, so it was good reference.
Yeah, nor do we have Mad Chucky, really.
We have a couple Mad Chuckies.
Not enough, though.
Yeah, we do.
Do we? I should know. I'm the keeper of all the Chucky renders.
What?
You should draw me and you so that we have more stuff to use on thumbnails.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if we have Angry Chucky.
I'm looking.
We have this one, which I kind of like. Hold on.
I kind of like it.
I thought this was kind of neat because it reminded me of like old school cartoons from the 30s.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun one. Thumbnail stream when? I mean,
I guess right now.
yeah, we're making poses. It's very easy to make a thumbnail for a for a Cluckin Crew stream or a Chucky Chicken cartoon for that matter. You just take this. Yeah.
It ain't hard.
It ain't, yeah. Which kind of, I mean, maybe explaining why we haven't really gotten that many people viewing. We don't have the most loveliest of thumbnails, I guess. I like them. I think
they're fine.
Yeah. I like our thumbnails. We're very unique, you know.
They're colorful, eye-catching.
Yeah. I did stop using like massive amount of text on the thumbnails as of late.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
I think it's a good call.
I do too, because
let the art speak for itself.
Exactly. So I do need to go back and tweak the thumbnail for the last podcast that we did.
Oh yeah, the one
Yeah.
Chucky Chicken Cluckin Crew lore reveal.
Yes. Only because I did that with the Magic Mirror. I did I went back and re-listened to that one. That was I've been really enjoying the past podcasts that we've been doing. So because they've been really low key, chill,
We've stopped trying to make it a whole big production, and I think that's going in our favor.
Right. Lennon. Did I not say it right? If you want the reason why I'm putting lemons, just say my name. Lennon. Will it get you to stop?
Stop!
Never!
Handle the citrus.
Yeah. Why are you making me so sour? Anyway.
Funny about lemons?
What?
Do you want to know something funny about lemons?
Sure.
Okay.
Lemons do not occur naturally. We made them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I did know.
So it's not like life gives you lemons. We give lemons to ourselves.
Oh, man.
Oh.
That's like so deep, bro.
Why are you talking like that, man?
It's like so deep. You don't really like think about that kind of stuff too often. That's like a thinking man's sentence, bro.
Whoa, bro, you just like you blew my mind, man. It's
It's a
radical.
thinking man's sentence.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. All right. Can we please stop with that? I'm not crying. I'm laughing.
I know, that's why it's funny.
You and so many other people make me question my life decisions that I make on the daily, and I really hate that you do that. It drives me insane. It's just
I'm
like,
not doing
God.
I'm not doing nothing.
Yes, you are. You're making me feel all subconscious, like I'm trying to laugh, and I'm just like, and you go, stop it already. Oh my gosh.
I'm
Jeez.
just being me.
Yeah. Well, I like
Good old me.
Good old you. Yeah. Julia, it's called acting.
Yeah, dude. Look it up.
Bob, so deep. Chucky is getting bullied on the stream. LOL. Everyone put in laugh.
Everyone's going to.
Oh god. Yeah, you
Yeah.
call me out for not having a sense of humor. When did anybody do that? Oh, wait. Probably last time, I think. Okay. Never mind.
Well, you're right. I'm sorry.
Lemon, if you don't knock it off with the lemons, I swear. Anyway.
I swear.
I swear. By the
Are you not
moon.
getting those 20 games?
To the Batmobile. What are we doing? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
tell me if I'm wrong. Did me and Mike do a sick harmony right there? I feel like we did.
And
What is happening? And back. Gonna have to go back to see what I miss. Oh, I wouldn't.
Just nonsense.
Yeah. Kimberly, it's called acting.
you didn't miss a thing.
And I won't miss a thing. Yeah.
Even when I dream of you, there's a melody.
God dang it, Bobby, I
Oh,
told you to
Mr.
stop
Thing.
singing those songs. You're scaring people.
Bobby sings just like I was right there.
And I don't miss a thing. That boy. And I don't want to miss a thing. There we go. That boy.
God.
When I dream of you.
That boy ain't right.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Oh, dang it, Bobby. Go to your room.
Oh, that's my friend. I love it.
Cooked beyond compare. You have no idea. We're burnt at this point. We are burnt. Jeez. Oh, Lord. I saw this earlier. Julia referenced it. I have to do it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, my God.
Oh my god.
Oh, hell no.
Man, I feel old.
I do too. Harvey Harvey says hearty wheezing laughter. Absolutely. You know you're doing it right. Coffee, any chance that some of the other members of the Cluckin Crew might make a comeback to the podcast?
We're hoping
No.
so. Oh.
I'm kidding. Yeah, we'd like to have a few people, yeah.
Yeah, we're hoping that at some point we can get Minty back on the podcast when she's a little less busy.
Yeah.
Some other people. Right now, we're just it's busy. It's so busy.
I know. All will be revealed in like a week. Just stay tuned. So, actually, so not this upcoming Saturday, but next Saturday, our cartoon will be out on Newgrounds. And
Saturday hence
the 28th. Yes. But yeah. Goodness.
like on the little pet.
Oh, you know why.
Oh, big stretch. And knock your coffee over. No!
Stop.
Stop!
Oh my god.
What happened?
I'll never stop.
I know. Please don't stop, because we won't have a show if you do.
Please don't stop the funny.
Please don't stop the music.
Please don't stop.
Rihanna.
Please don't stop abusing Mike.
Sick.
Everyone, let's get do they have like a tissue box emoji? Tissues for Elias in the chat.
Yeah.
Or medicine, whatever, you know.
A white square.
What?
A white square.
No, you know why I was saying what.
You're going. Oh.
Okay, that's. Why did we do this today? We clearly are not show ready. This is terrible. So, please don't stop the funny. Harvey.
It's Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Kusa.
Oh,
Mama say, Mama saw my funny man.
Mama Kusa.
what does that mean, Tino? Since you know,
I have no idea, but I know that that is what it says.
Coffee Cat Dad.
Mama say, Mama saw my mama saw.
Suddenly, Adam Sandler comes in with the Wario stash. Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to. What was that
Every
from?
now and then.
Every-
I just randomly, it was in my brain, and I just brought it up.
Oh, because
And Up back every now and then.
we were doing a request stream, and someone had requested that Wario be like Chucky be dressed up like Wario.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. I remember that now. And we were just like Wario, and you're like ba 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 bee boo, and it was like Adam Sandler. It was just like the
Yeah.
what? Okay.
Wario! I win!
Yeah.
Mario, I win.
Oh my God!
Wario, he
Why does he
won!
sound so concerned? He just looks over and Mario and Waluigi are in each other's arms.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah, Waluigi and like Rosalina. Oh my God, Wario!
Yeah, Wario, it's not what you think.
Get away from me! You are
Stupid.
You are no longer my brother.
I didn't think
I
we
don't
were
think we
brothers
are.
to begin with. I think we're like cousins or something.
Mamma mia!
Oh, Mamma Mia, this is crazy. I'm out of here.
Why does Mario sound like that?
I love it.
Don't sound like I love it.
Mario, as played by Eddie Murphy.
Listen, he still would have been better than Chris Pratt.
I'm getting out of here.
Yo, princess,
Plays it like donkey and
Yo, listen up, princess. I don't think we should be going in there. That's crazy. Luigi! Ah!
Luigi, we can't go to this castle. You know she's gonna be in the next one.
Shrek, go to this castle. I'm on it,
That would've been
donkey.
funny.
Oh my gosh.
They should have gone to one castle, and then the wolf is like, "Oh, she's in another castle."
What?
What?
She-
Can a wolf not have a nap around here? What the hell?
She's not here, you know? She's on her honeymoon. Honeymoon? With
Man.
whom? Anyway.
When Shrek 2 came out,
Mhm.
I really could not unsee the resemblance that Charming and my mom's hairstyles had to each other.
Oh,
She had his exact hairstyle. Color and everything.
that's unfortunate.
Um,
Julia says the phrase Mama say, Mama sa, Mama Kuso from Michael Jackson's Wanna Be Startin' Something is a playful, nonsensical phrase inspired by the Cameroonian song Soul Mokosa by Manu Dibango.
Fun fact.
Very fun fact. Thank you. The more you know.
No. No. No.
Anyway. Bob says, did y'all hear about the new Shrek film? Yes, everyone hates it.
Yeah. Well, I don't really hate it
I don't hate
as
it
much as
either.
other people do. I
Yeah.
think the visuals are like perfectly serviceable. I think they could have done way worse because there was no way they were not going to change the art style.
No.
At all.
Yeah.
0% chance. So I think for what we got,
Mhm.
it could have been so much worse. So I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I heard that
I think
apparently
it kind
the
of looks a bit
script,
like the book.
yeah, it does look a little bit like the book. But I
Mhm.
heard, I think
Yeah.
that like the script might have been leaked, but I don't know if that's real.
I mean,
If it and
I
I
don't know
think
what
that's
anything about the movie, so I have no idea.
yeah.
I
but
don't know either, and I'm not gonna
spoil it.
myself.
Spoil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look, I know people are all angry about the way that Shrek looks, but y'all gotta remember, those models that they've been using for Shrek is like 20 years old at this point. Almost
Yeah.
25 years old.
Yeah,
Like,
they probably
it-
don't look that good.
Yeah, it's time for an update. Like, you know, I get it, but you just animation has come so far since 2001. Like, especially computer animation. I'm ready for a change. You know, I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited for it. So, Bob says I think it should look.
better than the live action shows
Yeah.
movie. So
Julia Marie says, "Love that sound effect. Which one? Did we play quite a few today?"
I think it was the
Oh, okay.
that would be good.
Bob says, "I think it should look like Puss in Boots." You know what?
That would have been good.
Yeah.
I would have been happy with that, but like I'm pretty sure that Puss in Boots is gonna be
Mhm.
in the 5th Shrek because at the end of The Last Wish, you see them like on the boat to
Mhm.
Far, Far Away. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm assuming, and I'm just hoping that the writing for Shrek as a character is good. That's the only real thing I'm concerned about.
I don't know if they're gonna.
Because-
It sounds like they may do like the daddy-daughter thing because Zendaya is playing his daughter.
That's
So-
that's the plot. I'm fine with that as the story.
Mhm.
I just need Shrek as a character to be written correctly because, like, here's the thing: in
just-
Shrek Forever After, or whatever the one that has Rumpelstiltskin,
The bad one.
first, that one's
I
good.
like
The,
it.
the bad one
Yeah.
is the third movie.
Oh, really?
The third movie is
Yeah.
yes. The
Yeah,
third movie is the bad
one. That is
one.
kind of slug.
Oh, okay.
And there's things I like about the third movie. I could go on about it, but the fourth movie with Rumpelstiltskin,
Mhm.
the first part of the movie, Shrek's character is written really well.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's Shrek. But then as soon as he goes to like the alternate universe, he loses all sense of intelligence that is inherent to Shrek as a character,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to Fiona and all of that. Like he just loses all common sense,
Mhm.
and it
It's
pisses
like,
me
You've
off.
been married for how long? You know her.
You know her. This shouldn't be a weird, like, lovey-dovey puppy romance type thing.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Jeez. For, again, I get where they were going for. They were trying to find a way to get the spell broken, right? The true love's first kiss. And, I mean, I don't know. I may have to rewatch it again, but...
No, because, like, I like the movie. I just don't like the writing of Shrek's character. Like, I'm fine with everything else.
Mhm.
Everything else is, like, perfectly good.
Well, Shrek...
It's just after that... Well, no, because Shrek is smart.
Yeah, but...
He's smart.
Yeah.
Even if it was like, oh, yeah, he has this moment
Not
of,
science
like,
smart, but
losing
he's street
himself.
smart.
Well, not only
Yeah.
that, but he's surrounded by ogres, which he's never been. Like, he's always been the
Yeah.
only one. And now he's surrounded by all of these other ogres, including Fiona, who is ogre
Yeah.
by night. I mean, I would lose my mind too, if I saw other people that look like me.
Well, because it's not even about the other ogres. It's just about Fiona, which is like the whole. He just does not act intelligently enough for what his character is
Well,
in that movie.
I
Because,
mean, he
like,
acts like
sure,
he doesn't know what she likes and what she doesn't like.
right.
yeah,
Exactly.
like he acts like they've not been married for years enough for them to have triplets. Like, that's the thing. Like, I think that it was really good in the first little bit with as far as Shrek's writing is concerned.
Okay.
I think that if I could give a bit of allowance for, like, oh, when Shrek first comes into contact with these other ogres and like leader Fiona,
Mhm.
him being a little off kilter there makes sense, because it's like, oh, he feels this like wave of relief and he's not like thinking properly.
Mhm.
But that's kind of how he is the whole rest of the movie until like the very end. And I hate it. Like, having that at first, fine, it makes sense.
Right.
But like, let him use the reasoning power in his brain like he did in the first movie.
Mhm.
Like, it makes no sense why he's just this bumbling buffoon now.
He's tired Papa. I
That's-
mean, I'm trying.
No.
All right. Well,
I love
think-
the
I
movie. Like,
mhm.
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, it's a good movie, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were also...
Everything I'm gonna say is that I really hope that the new movie is not about the daughter having like, I don't know, a crush or something else. Shrek wants to kill this guy. Because I'm so tired of that shit.
I mean, you never know. I mean, it's today's audiences that we're talking about, right? Or today's writers, I should say. But
today's CEOs, let's say.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were also asked about our thoughts on Toy Story 5. They actually did come out with...
I have no idea. I have no
They
idea.
they actually did a little bit of a snippet of the story. Apparently, the villain is going to be Bonnie's tablet. So,
Wow.
and
That's not on the nose at all.
no, not at all. And Woody comes back. They don't explain why he comes back, but apparently, not only is he up against Bonnie's tablet, but apparently he's up against Buzz as well, because he became kind of a forgotten, rejected toy. So
What the...
that'll...
Okay.
I don't know.
They should just use
should
a new group of toys.
They should
If
just...
they want to keep the universe going, just
I'm gonna
focus
tell
on a new
now-
group of characters.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell now that they're not even gonna explain why Woody's there.
No,
Probably not.
he's just gonna be there.
Like, Bo and I broke up. We're back. What's up, guys? Just like...
What's up? I didn't go through this weird existential horror the plot in the last movie.
Guys,
All good.
like, that was a weird fever dream, right? Like,
We talk. Toys can't die. Let's not.
Yeah, like,
Well,
Bo was back. Wouldn't that weird? Anyway.
Yeah.
But no, here's what I think, right? If I think about this quite often. Like, if I took over Disney today, the first thing that I would do is I would stop all the live action remakes because they are just terrible. Snarky J the YouTuber, did an amazing video on the live action remakes, and specifically the Lilo and Stitch one, and why they have to stop. Go check it out. She basically hit it right on the head about how these are just, it is well, because the reason
The Lilo and Stitch one almost feels like borderline propaganda.
well
Just,
what
yeah, don't worry about your kid sister. Give her to CPS.
Well,
It'll all be fine.
the
You go to
reason-
do school.
well, she did the video because the director actually stood up against basically defended the ending, saying, you know, we wanted to make it more realistic, and we wanted to make it more believable and add more realism to the movie, right? And to me, and to Snark, and to Jay, it was like,
Movie with aliens.
Right.
Aliens. Let's make it believable.
exactly. It's like the movie is already fantasy because of the blue alien dog that just came from space. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and if she was really
Like,
funny,
it's
she
like a
says,
malformed pug.
yeah, she actually hit it on the head. She's like, oh, you want to really bring realism? I believe in the first like 5 seconds of him landing on Earth, he gets ran over by a 16-wheeler. Now, if y'all want to make that realistic, guess what? That movie should have ended right there. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Your dog got turned into road pizza. It happens. Life sucks. Right? Like, it just... oh, God.
You don't really like that.
Okay, cool. But, like, they're...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I
gotta.
gotta-
No, I gotta kick it. Yeah, it's true though. Like, Disney is trying to take the fantasy out of their animated films by making these live action remakes, and it's horrible. It's terrible. I think it's garbage. It's just like I know I know I rant about it nearly every single week, but it drives me insane. It drives me nuts because you finally put the crux on it. It's like, these are not only bastardizations of the original films, but they are taking away what made the movie so special in the first place. They are teaching kids to not have imaginations. They're teaching kids that, you know, life sucks, get over it. That is not what you get out of a Disney movie. A Universal movie, maybe, but not a Disney movie. You know, like that's it drives me insane to see what they're doing. And even their animated films nowadays aren't much better. You know, like, I mean, I love Encanto, don't get me wrong, but you don't really get a whole lot of, yes, there's magic, and yes, there's a lot of stuff, right? It's cool, but it's still, I don't know. I don't know. It drives me. Yes, Disney needs more love, magic, and extra care and tending to. I agree. So if I were to take over Disney, I would get rid of those live action remakes, number one. Number two, I would get rid of anything that's not Disney. I would get rid of Marvel. I would get rid of Star Wars. I would get rid of 20th Century Fox, ESPN, ABC, all of it, Hulu, all of it, gone. Get rid of it. Trim out the fat, right? And I would focus on making animated films. I would go back to the bread and butter, go to fairy tales, go to folklore. Hell, I would do an animated movie based off of the, American history, right? Not Pocahontas, but, like the Revolutionary War, or, like, we have enough stories, and we have, we're in a perfect timeline where we can go back and we can talk about, some stuff, right? Like, I miss 2D animation. I miss the variety that you get with 2D animation. I miss that you could watch a Disney movie back to back to back, and you could tell what the movie was. Like, it wasn't, you can tell Robin Hood apart from The Jungle Book, apart from Aristocats.
I mean, they have soul.
Exactly. You can, the 90s Renaissance films, like Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and The Lion King, The Little Mermaid. I mean, they were amazing films in their time. I mean, even the shorts they were doing, like The Prince and the Pauper and Runaway Brain. I mean, they were just, there's so much more that you can do with animation, and you are doing a discredit to your brand by taking away the magic. I'm sorry. I know people get
And
mad at me when I keep
also,
talking about it, but it just go ahead, Tino.
I mean, to quote Calypso from Bluey, it's like gives us enough bad endings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I don't go to a I go to a Disney movie so I can be transported into another world, whether it be Agrabah, an enchanted castle, Atlantica, or the Pride Lands, or the Nautilus, or if it be Sherwood Forest or the Enchanted Forest, or a little Italian village, or wherever, Neverland, Wonderland, Toontown, it doesn't matter. I go there because I am ready to suspend my disbelief. I am ready to see animation at its best. I'm ready to fall in love with these characters because of the appeal that these characters have. Appeal is one of the 12 principles of animation. You need to have appeal. That is why these films have stood the test of time. It visually looks good. It feels good to watch these characters. It makes you feel safe. It makes you feel warm. And the reason why a lot of these movies didn't do very well is because the appeal wasn't there, right? I think of films like, I know Eliza's going to kill me for this, but Atlantis, right? They did a different style with the visual feel of Atlantis. It was a lot more angular. It was a lot more sharp, if you think about it. Like if you compare it to, say, Beauty and the Beast, where the characters were rounded, they were softer. You look at Atlantis, they were more stylistic, and they were very, very different in the approach. And it was the same way when they did it with Home on the Range and Emperor's New Groove. Look back at those films, the hand-drawn animated films from the 2000s. You'll see that it is a very different looking Disney movie. A lot of the appeal, I'm sorry, is gone. That's why they didn't. But then they went back to that look and feel and the appeal with Lilo and Stitch. More rounded characters, softer colors, fluffy, they watercolors. They made it, they really focused on the flow of the artwork and, the flow of the motion. And it absolutely, it soars. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And then you go and you see Atlantis and it's a little dark and, gray and brooding. And you're just like, ugh. Why am I watching this?
I mean, the story is kind of dark.
Yeah, it's very dark, right? Again, it was...
and it's not a musical.
That too,
That's another big one.
Well, and Disney...
I mean, the thing is, listen, Atlantis is not a bad movie, but by any kind of metric, it's not a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm gonna give you is that yes, it is very different to what Disney has been like giving us up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a bad movie. It's, I would say, it's very entertaining, and it's similar to like Treasure Planet. Maybe it wasn't a success in like box office, but it's a cult classic for a reason. People love it for a reason.
Right, and I'm not saying that they're bad movies.
And I think another big thing is that whenever Disney tried to experiment and tried to do something more like unique and different, that's when things weren't, going as well. So it kind of is like this self-fulfilling prophecy of the Flanderization of Disney, where, they keep pumping out movies that are a certain way to appeal to
certain audiences.
Their audience that has this specific, vision of what a Disney movie is supposed to be, and so it locked them into this thing, and now we're kind of seeing the results of that.
I agree and I disagree. Like, I know in the 80s, for example, they did a lot more, especially after Walt died, right? There was this period of time where the Disney company was asking themselves, what would Walt do? And that was the movies that they made. That's how we got the Aristocats and Robin Hood and Bedknobs and Broomsticks and, The Jungle Book. that was Walt's film. That was his last one. But then you also get films like The Fox and the Hound, right? Which is a beautiful movie, but it was a little bit more darker themed. You get films like The Brave Little Toaster, which technically was a Disney movie. A lot of people forget about The Brave Little Toaster. That was, a beautifully done film. I think the voice cast was really great. The story was very charming. The music was phenomenal. But again, experimental times, right? They were dealing with computer animation. And that whole boom that was coming. And Disney itself wasn't doing very well because, of all the stagnation that they had had 20 years prior. And then we get the Renaissance, and then it's this return to form. It's like, okay. And then, even when Michael Eisner and all those guys came back, they were working on The Black Cauldron, a very dark, broody, medieval, kind of movie. And they were chasing, at the time, Dungeons and Dragons was huge. So they were like, okay, let's try and appeal to this crowd. Let's try and get people back to go see a Disney movie. And it failed. It failed miserably. And it wasn't until they went back and they were like, guys, let's go back to basics. Let's figure out what makes Disney Disney. And they started that with, ironically enough, The Great Mouse Detective, right? Sherlock Holmes. What would it be like if Sherlock Holmes was a mouse, right? And it was an amazing film. And the animation was beautifully done. And the sound design was kind of weird. I love it personally because it feels like an old, like a Warner Brothers cartoon with the way that they do the sound effects and stuff like that. I love Ratigan. What a villain, Ratigan, with the late great Vincent Price. He is one of two characters, actually one of three characters that I feel, whenever I think of the performer, I immediately think of this character. One of them is Ratigan with Vincent Price, Hades with oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name? Oh wow, I'm going to. What was his name? James Woods. There you go. Oh, James Woods and Robin Williams with the genie.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot look at those characters and not immediately think of those voices, right? You hear the voice, right? That's why people flipped out when they did the live action Aladdin, because it was like, you can't do that. Robin Williams is dead. You can't do the genie without Robin Williams. How are you going to do it, right? And I bet you that if they did the same thing with The Great Mouse Detective, they go, you can't replace Ratigan. He needs to sound like Vincent Price. Or if they did a Hercules remake, why isn't James Woods Hades? This is terrible casting. What are you doing? That's the point, right? So for me, it's like there's so much appeal in those characters. There's so much charisma in those characters, and there is so much life, and you don't really get that a lot in some of those films. And but again, it was during this time where Disney was not doing well, and then we saw the same thing happen again in the mid 2000s, after from the late 90s to the mid 2000s, after Frank Wells died. Michael Eisner was running the company pretty much by himself. And I promise you, if he did not, I stand firmly behind this. If he did not fire Jeffrey Katzenberg, right, I feel like they would have continued to make epic movies. They would have continued to do, hit after hit after hit, right? I think, there was a lot of losses in the early 90s. We lost Howard Ashman to AIDS, which was terrible.
Yeah.
We lost Frank Wells to a helicopter crash, right? I feel like if Howard was still around, we probably would have gotten more musicals, which we did, but I think there would have been I don't know. Like, I think like it just would have been a little bit more interesting to see. Like, there really is a difference between Beauty and the Beast as a musical and Pocahontas as a musical. You know what I'm saying? Like, one was written for the stage in mind, if you think about it, and then the other one, I think music was kind of shoehorned in a little bit. That's my personal opinion. But
Honestly, the music from Pocahontas kind of like
mhm,
boring to me.
yeah,
It made me snore.
yeah. I was not a fan of Pocahontas. You know, and which is ironic because when they were making Pocahontas, they were also making The Lion King, and everyone thought that Pocahontas was going to be the winner and that Lion King wasn't going to do anything. And it was the exact opposite. You know? Like, holy cow. Um,
And and honestly, it's impressive what they did with the Lion King,
mhm.
thinking that they had as much fun then as Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and think about the difference between The Lion King and Pocahontas, right? Both of them had really great voice casts. Both of them, you know, but one of them, you could just feel like,
The love tonight.
yes, thank you, exactly. Um, but like, take okay, perfect example. Put Colors of the Wind, that sequence, against Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Hmm.
Which is the most fun? Which is the most appealing? Which to you screams Disney?
I mean, I like them both. I
Okay,
like Pocahontas.
okay, but if
I'm
when you
sorry.
but when you get to the crux of it and you get to what classic Disney is all about,
Eh.
yeah, you know, the Can't Wait to Be King. The Lion King wins every single time, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing, right? The other part of it was they still had veterans from the studio that were working on some of these films. One of them was Joe Grant. Joe Grant, ladies and gentlemen, you know, who don't remember, he was there during the days of Dumbo. Like, he was their story man and he was their gag man, and he came up with a lot of really fun and unique visual gags for the characters. Like, if you think about it, he was responsible for all of really Miko and Percy and Flit and their antics that they had in Pocahontas, right? He was responsible for Mushu and Creaky. You know, when you see Creaky acting like a typewriter, that is a classic Disney Joe Grant gag, you know? And I think that he was really able to put um, a lot of the classic old school Disney back into the new school Disney. And I think you need that. You need to be able to have this balance of both, right? When you go too far,
Honestly,
go ahead.
that is good because when it comes to sidekicks, like those classic comedy characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are movies where they're like so annoying that you cannot stand them,
Right.
and there are movies like, for example, like sure, Pocahontas wasn't exactly my favorite film, but um, the hummingbird and the raccoon were so funny that it's like it's passable.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
they did it good.
Yeah.
They weren't they didn't feel like they didn't belong in the movie.
Yeah. And that was, I think that was kind. Well,
As a punchline on Notre Dame, I would say I would have loved if the gargoyles didn't talk.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You know, a lot. That's a perfect example, right? That's where I think, unfortunately, Disney bit off more than they could chew with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? Because you had the moments of fun, specifically with Topsy Turvy. I think that is like,
Yeah.
that was the marketable moment of the movie. That was the Disney moment of the movie. But then you have moments like Hellfire with Frollo that take it to a new level and push the boundaries of what Disney could do at the time, right?
I mean, Hellfire is legendary.
It is. It took them 14 years before they did another Disney villain song. Like think about that. So I think it's really interesting that because a lot of people when were like they can't do that, right? Like that if you go back and you read, it's like, okay, Disney's gonna Disneyfy Hunchback, and all of the people who were Victor Hugo fans, Victor Hugo being the author of Hunchback of Notre Dame, they were furious. They were like, that's like trying to Disneyfy the Bible. You don't do that. Or Disneyfy Lord of the Rings. Which, by the way, J.R.R. Tolkien hated
I do
Walt
like
Disney.
the Esmeralda doesn't die.
Yeah.
Sorry for spoiling it.
Yeah. Oh, the original book? Absolutely terrible. It's so depressing.
Was devastated. I wouldn't like watch a movie that ends like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
maybe I'm a wuss. I don't know.
well, and that's the thing, right? Like we as a culture today, there's a lot of kids growing up today, or even 20 year, basically modern society thrives on cynical, and I don't understand why they thrive on they thrive on cynicism. They thrive on, why does everything need to have a happy ending, right? Why can't we just, why can't they die at the end? Why can't it just be sad? And it's like, because that's shit storytelling. I'm sorry, right? Like, one of my my best friend, Aaron Barogan, always...
You're going for, but yeah.
Right. Oh, are we cutting out? Kimberly's like, oh, they're cutting out. Let us know.
Try refreshing your browser. What?
Imagine if the Hunchback of Notre Dame were just like animalistic instead of talking.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that would have been interesting, but I do think that for the film he did need to like have a voice.
Mm-hmm. It looks like that we are dealing with technical difficulties here.
Yeah. Well, we've been going for 2 hours. We didn't even take a break.
Oh, we didn't.
Look at the freaking time.
You're right. We have. Okay. I mean, I'm just watching Tino draw these characters, and they're doing... Oh, Coffee Cat's dad, I'm seeing everything fine. Kimberly, wow, silence. The magic is making it freeze here, LOL. They're trying to stop us. They're trying to suppress us. They hear us making sense, and they're going, shut them down.
Shut them down right now.
Oh, my gosh. Well, if you missed it, you can go back and listen to the conversation. But all I'm saying is that I feel that today's audiences are really... it's unfortunate, because I feel like if we actually did a good Disney movie, like a classically, a classic Disney animated musical fairy tale, I feel like, I would want it. Oh, Bob says here, the reason I think cynical storytelling is becoming more popular is because of the times and the feeling of being voiceless in this modern dystopia. You're not wrong. You're really, really, really not wrong.
The thing is that you can make a story about like being voiceless and finding your voice in a horrible place.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily have to end bad.
Right.
Yeah.
My buddy Aaron Baroque.
At the end of the day, hope is all we need.
Yeah.
Especially in times like this.
Yeah. My buddy Aaron Barokan always used to get mad at me about the way that I would write the endings to my stories. He says, oh, of course, you got to put a pretty pink bow on it. I'm like, well, yeah, because I like... Brother.
What?
Away from the mic when you're blowing your nose.
That's what I want.
That was right in my ear, man. Come on. But it's true. It's like I prefer... There's too many stories already where, cynicism wins. I would much rather have the stories that have happy endings, because I think if you don't have stories that have happy endings, then you don't have hope, right? And again, the Snarky J video said it perfectly. It was like, if I was watching,
Like, go to another Starbucks.
right,
Yeah.
you know, it's like if I was watching Beauty and the Beast and I knew that at the end that they were going to get, you know, broken up or they were going to divorce at the end, I would never watch that movie again. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's so true. Like, you watch these movies because they instill hope in you. They instill, you know, they allow you to believe in something that's even bigger than yourself. It allows you to believe that, yes, one day you will find your prince. You know, magic is real. You know, you wish upon a star, your dreams will come true. You know, there are you know,
When you wish upon a star.
makes no difference who you are. I'm getting a notice that we've just been demonetized. But
Dang it.
yeah, but no, I truly believe that we need stories, and that's what we do with our show, right? Because we could have easily gone down the cynical route. Like, we could have easily made it a Rick and Morty type show or a modern Animaniac show with meta humor and just a lot of, you know, really cynical characters. And I was like, no, you know, we cannot do that. We have to do this type of storytelling. We have to. It's part of our legacy. It's part of who we are. We bring hope to people. You know, whether we realize it or not, there are people who come to this channel every week to, you know, to not only laugh their ass off with us, but also, you know, I've had people reach out to me and be like, you know, Mike, I'm really thankful that you said what you said about the Disney movies or about a certain topic about AI. And thank you. It needed to be said. It needed to be, you know, somebody needed to say it. And I'm willing to be that guy. I'm willing to stand up and be like, no, like, this is not okay. Because it's not just for me, right? It's for everyone. It's for my kids, you know, my future kids. It's for my nieces. It's for, you know, the next generation. That's why we do this stuff. You know, we do it because we want to entertain people, yes. But I feel like, in a way, we also get an opportunity to really, I don't know, like, Chucky Chicken Films of a Feather is an autobiographical story about ourselves, right? A group of ragtag filmmakers trying their best to make something magical in a world where everything is against them. All the cards are stacked against these guys. It's the Depression, you know. They're in one of the worst performing studios in the nation. Their boss is a tight-fisted, you know, snarky, old school, cantankerous guy who just cannot get out of the past, who's dealt with trauma and dealt with stuff, you know, that's happened to him. You know, the loss of his family, the you know, the bitterness of losing a friend to, you know, to financial issues, right? Potentially losing more of his family. You have this chicken who is doing everything he can to make his dreams come true, and he gets stuck. You know, he's stuck in a position where, you know, and he's there for a long, long time. We've all been there, putting our dues in, thinking, okay, one of these days we're going to get a break, and it never comes, right? If Chucky Chicken never became a film director and he was always a janitor, right? Who would want to watch it? Like, what's the point? It would be like making a film about a guy working at McDonald's. Not that it's a bad job, but you want the guy to get a promotion. You want him to chase his dreams, because we go to the movies because we live vicariously through these characters that we see on the screen. We live, you know, it's the same. There was a quote by Chuck Jones. We love watching Bugs Bunny because he is who everybody wants to be. And we love Daffy Duck because he is who we are. You know, there are no Bugs Bunnies in the world except for Bugs Bunny, but we are in a world of Daffy Ducks because he constantly tries, constantly fails, and the world laughs at him. And, you know, you need that. You really, really do. I think that it's important that as filmmakers and as cartoon makers, that we instill in the next generation, we give them permission to be kids. We give them permission to have imaginations. Let them believe in dragons. Let them believe in fairies. Let them believe in talking chickens and talking loons or pigs or whatever, right? Let them imagine. Let them pretend that they're princesses. There's nothing wrong with princesses. There's nothing wrong with princess stories. There's nothing wrong with the knight in shining armor going to slay the dragon to rescue his lady fair. You know who are telling you that that's not true, or, you know, saying that that's bad? The people who don't believe it anymore because their lives suck. Plain and simple. You know? People will never let things that go against their own... It's true. Like, think about it. We live in a cynical world. Nobody's going to want to see a princess story. Why not? Well, it's unbelievable. That's why they go to the movies. You know, because they need to get away from the world. They need to get away from. They need escapism. There is nothing wrong with escapism. We need it more than ever today. We do. If we do not do what we do, the world is going to be a really damn dark place, and I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here to see, fantasy go away. I don't want people to be so ashamed of our past and our history, right? Like, yes, we played cowboys and Indians, We did that. We played cops and robbers. We play astronauts, we play fireman, we play princess and, kings and queens. We play aliens, we allow our imaginations as kids to develop and grow. We were lucky. We didn't have tablets. We didn't have all the stuff that kids have today. So I need to find a way to get the kids off the tablet. I need to find a way to get them to go out and play and let their imagination soar and let them be creative, right? Filmmaking to me is that avenue. And that's why Chucky's a filmmaker, because he gets the opportunity to tell any story that he wants. He can go to any world possible. All he has to do is dream it. He needs to get his team together to help make the dream a reality. And you know what? Yeah, there are people in the studio who are going to tell him no. Freddie Fox is somebody who does not believe in fantasy. He is someone who has lived that cold, dark, cynical world, right? It's possible. Tommy Turkey used to believe in, he was one of the biggest silent movie stars of all time. And then he lost his sister. Devastating. Tragic. It changed him forever. And he lost that sparkle. It happens to everyone. We all know someone who had their spark ripped away from them. Tommy Turkey is a cautionary tale. Now, he'll be redeemed. Don't worry. Because that's what you do in a good story. Redemption. It's important. Freddie Fox? Will he be redeemed? Maybe. But people come and watch Chucky Chicken because they believe in Chucky Chicken. Not that he's a talking rooster. Not that talking roosters exist. But what Chucky represents still exists. Hope. Optimism. A better future. Allowing yourself to believe in magic. To let people come into your world and play together. Because if we don't know how to play together, we're not going to be around here much longer, folks.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a heck of a rant there.
That was Mike's rant for today.
but it's true. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on that, because I am very interested to hear if I'm wrong, if I'm right. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I mean, you're right. I'm tired.
You have been sneezing all day.
Yeah.
So now everyone is like, Mike, are you okay? I'm fine. You know,
I'm okay.
Like,
I'm not upset.
No, honestly, I'm not. Like, I'm not,
Yeah,
though.
no.
Like, it's so funny because during that conversation, during that monologue,
Yeah, that monologue.
yeah,
That's
like,
more per-
I remembered just like, you know, my spark came back a little bit there when I was talking about it, right? Because you forget, you get lost in the weeds when you're working on stuff like this. You get too deep into the production stuff, and you get, focused on what you need to do in order to get the cartoon out there. But sometimes you forget like why you do it,
Yeah.
and just I needed a reminder. I needed to remind myself, who are these characters? Why am I telling their story? So yeah. Let that, we all need a respark. You're absolutely right, Cat Fox, 100%. So, yeah, don't ever give up on magic. Don't ever give up on wishing. Don't ever give up on, and it's not just Disney. You are able to make your own Pinocchio. You're able to make your own Snow White. You're able to make your own Mickey Mouse. It's those who have the courage to go and pursue what they really dream and what they really want. They are the ones who are going to make it happen. But anyway, what do I know? Vivi says, I came in at the tail end of the talk and I agree. It is easy to get drawn into technology and work. Yeah. If you're just coming in now, go back and maybe about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Ugh. I don't know what to talk about now.
Well, I don't know about cinema, but we hope it's good. We hope it's good. Let's. You know what? I'm gonna go back and read some of the comments on this.
Okay.
Let's see. Bob says, "Is there a way to make characters who have some elements of cynicism but can still leave the audience hopeful and happy?" Yes, absolutely. Tommy Turkey, perfect example. Me. Let's be real. How many times have I just been a grump and everyone laughs and everyone like feels good after I say something, like, "I knock it off," We love characters like that. Let's see. Graham Gator. They're jealous of happiness, and instead of looking at themselves as the problem, they blame the ones who are happy, so they want to take that away. Very true. Coffee Cat Dad. Season finale line. That's it. That's the end for now. Go outside and play.
That's pretty good.
That is a good one. Kimberly. Redemption arcs are very important. Coffee Cat Dad. Freddy.
But it is also important that not everyone gets to be redeemed. Because you can't forgive everything. Some people are evil and need to face consequences.
This is true. Jafar, Ursula, Gaston.
My nose?
Yeah, he's one of the evil. Let's see. Kimberly, that's what I like about the character Chucky, is more human of what he sees on his surroundings. Yeah. Owen Tunes. Yep, and I'm hard. I think we killed him. Let's see. Thomas the Tank Engine fan number 165. Truly touching, Mike. Your messages always make me feel good about me as an artist and as a storyteller, as a person who really enjoys to create stories. Haha. Thank you. That's very sweet. Bob, hey Mike, I don't know how to animate, but I want to someday make a short cartoon series. Any tips? Start drawing.
Draw. It don't matter what it is. Just draw.
Just draw.
And then work on animating circles and shapes.
Mm-hmm. Make a ball bounce. That's the first thing. If you can make a ball bounce, you can be an animator.
Make a ball bounce, and then make a cube bounce.
Cubes don't bounce.
No, but it's good for practice.
Yeah, that's true. DreamWorks Moon. I have a question about the series. Will you have many guest stars who are Chuckified?
Eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be cool. You know, I'd like to have some people on the show. Like, you know, I think it'd be kind of neat to have, I don't know, maybe YouTubers like Snarky J is one person, or Vanna Melon is another one, or the Game Grumps, or you know,
or Athena P.
Yeah, or Legends of Evantris. You know, those guys over there. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Bob says, Mike, a cube can bounce with enough magic. You are right. You are correct. All right. Well, poor Elias needs to get out of here. He needs to go rest. So, we're gonna wait for Tino to finish this drawing of Tino and one of the Pigeon Bros, which looks great. Bless you, poor guy. Good Lord. Okay. All right, that's it. We're done. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna wrap things up for today. Thank you. Okay, we said we're done. Okay.
I know.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed this video, please leave us a like. Let us know in the comments down below your thoughts on anything that we talked about today, and you know, we love hearing from you guys. Please make sure that you go ahead and do. I'm just gonna turn them down here for a little bit. You know, hit the like button. If you want to help support the channel, please make sure that you go check out our merch store over Chucky Chicken Cartoons-shop/fourthwall.com. Our Chucky Chicken plushes will be coming out here in about 2 weeks from yesterday. So less than 2 weeks, you'll be able to get your own Chucky plush, which is very exciting. We're very, very, very stoked about that. But yeah, or if you're not into plushies, we got lots of other stuff over there. If you also feel inclined,
You can buy right now.
that's true. Hit us up on Coffee or on, you know, wherever. Become a member of the channel today. We just love you guys. Thank you for everything that you do for us. It really is because of you that we keep going. We're very excited. We got some big things coming at you next week and the week after. So we hope that you'll come back and stick around. But until then, for the Cluckin Crew podcast, I'm Mike Cook.
I'm Elias. And that's Tino.
And that's Tino. Yeah.
I'm Tino.
There we go.
Yeah.
He muted himself. And yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was wondering why you were so quiet. But anyway. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.